was running a volunteer program in a small town right on the Mediterranean in Israel. And one of my volunteers did an arts and crafts project with her kids where she made fake Play-Doh from flour, oil, salt, and water. I couldn't make it, and they made these little figurines. And the idea was to leave them to bake in the sun for a couple of days. But she was in a rush to get them set so the kids could paint them. So she came to my house, which was this little shack. We made these figurines and the oven was hot. It took us about 6 hours to bake off all the things that her kids had made. And when we were done, I was like, the oven's hot, let's make a cake. And she said, okay, what kind? And I was like, I don't know. And we went to the bodega, to the makolet, which is like the Israeli version of a bodega. And we randomly grabbed stuff off the sheet to make cheesecake. And it was really horrible. It was like sweet scrambled eggs. It was bad. But it annoyed me that I made something so bad, so I started working on recipes. And then I started selling some of those cakes to those makolot, those little bodega type places. They would sell them on the weekends. And a year and a half later, I moved to Jerusalem and I opened a cafe there. I sold my business 4 years later, and then I spent the next 2 years and a little more traveling around the world. So mostly Southeast Asia. The only place I stayed for a while, I was about 8 months in Taiwan teaching English. Then I came back to New Jersey, worked for a little less than 2 years for Boston Chicken, which is now Boston Market, I guess. And then I opened our store. Our first store was in Clifton. We were there for 18 years, and we moved here to Glen Rock a little over 5 years ago. I like Glen Rock. In particular, I like the kids. You know, the 8-year-old who walks in and says, wow, this burnt brown sugar ice cream tastes great, but don't you think it needs a textural element? Because they've all grown up watching, you know, Bobby Flay and whoever, Morimoto, so they're knowledgeable. And, you know, and like the fourth graders walk in with their New York Times vocabulary, and the seventh graders walk in with their SAT vocabulary. It's great. You know, my background's originally in education, so to see kids growing up like that. Well, the most favorite flavor of cheesecake is the original. People call it plain, and I threaten to go soup Nazi on them. There's nothing plain about our cheesecake. People have like their favorites that they come in for. Like it's something different, but there's, you know, there are people that walk in that I'm already scooping their ice cream for them because I know they get burnt brown sugar every time. The first things that are coming out, and hopefully they'll be out, well, one's out already, that's the OMG cheesecake. So what this is the side and the bottom is a brownie. Then on top of the bottom brownie, there's a layer of Oreo cookies. Then cheesecake batter. We bake that, and then we put more Oreo cookies and a big chocolate chip cookie on top. And we call it the OMG cheesecake because everyone that we showed it to or gave it a taste to said, we're going to make a 9-inch one and a 7-inch one. The 9-inch one is going to be called the Bomb. And the 7-inch one is going to be called, and I'm embarrassed, but I don't care, the Bombino. So, and then we've got other ideas coming, but they're further down the line. Sometimes I say I have the best job in the world. I'm selling ice cream, cheesecakes, cookie dough. I'm selling stuff that makes people smile. So how tough can that be? And I'll get into it with people. People walk in, you know, especially, you know, guys at the end of the day off the train, they've worked all day in the city and they're grumbly, and I'll be like, no. You saw ice cream and cookie dough here, cheesecake. Get out, smile, or get out.